Excuse me, bro. Sorry to disturb you, man. We're trying to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. Yeah. Can I ask you how you made your first million, man?
How do you know I got a mil on me?
Bro, the drip. What do you do for a living, bro?
Save me, James. Save me. Save me.
Couple questions is super quick, man.
I've got one of the largest radio shows in the Middle East called Virgin Radio. It's on Virgin Radio.
Damn.
I own a snack company called Faith Fit, one of the largest protein snack companies in the region. And a bunch of other companies that I have, yeah.
Would you say you're an entrepreneur then?
I was, but I think that word is used tremendously too easy.
Do you think?
And I think a lot of people think that they're entrepreneurs, but they're not.
And why would you say that? Why do people think?
It's a good way of just getting clickbait on social media talking about being an entrepreneur, you know, and I think it's offensive to other entrepreneurs who are actually building stuff, you know, so.
What do you say your company is worth now? What level have you got to?
I rejected a $15 million buyout already, which I would not take.
Yeah, big things.
So, yeah.
So what's the number one lesson you learned, right? Building your business, one of the fastest growing snack companies.
Just be consistent and persistent with it all. Be realistic as well. A lot of people have ideas that they're not meant to be ideas. They're never going to go anywhere. So like, you just got to understand the moment to probably say, it's not the moment to do this. You get me? So however much money you think it's going to take you to start this business, it takes you a lot longer.
Really?
And a lot more money than you would ever expect it to be.
Yeah, love that, man. Last message for the audience.
Social media brings so much hate to the world where we don't need it. So just love a lot more. It becomes a lot easier.
Love that. Thanks for your time, man.
Pleasure, man. Thanks for...
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, man? Richard Harvey, guys. For those who don't know, what do you do?
I was the founder and chief exec of a business called HomeServe, which is the annual home assistance cover business.
Incredible, man. And then for those who don't know, what is the most money you've made in a year?
Well, it must have been the year when I sold HomeServe, which was 2023, where the business sold for £4.1 billion.
That is incredible, man. And then we've got a channel all about business, as you already know. Do you mind if you ask you a couple more questions quickly?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. If you lost everything and you had to start all over again, what steps would you take to build a multi-billion pound business for someone starting out?
Copy somebody else's idea. Aspiring entrepreneurs that would say, oh, I came up with a business idea, but somebody else had done it, so I'm not going to do it. I would say, tick in the box, that's fantastic, because it proves the model works. So copy an idea, make it a bit better, and then go bigger and quicker. But don't go big until you've properly proved out the model. Bootstrap your business, get an investor when you need to go big.
There's loads of people that are scared of copying other people's business because they're scared of being called copycats. What do you say to those?
Forget about what you learned at school, which is that copying homework is bad. In business, copying and improving is a really good thing to do.
If you were to give us a framework on how to build a multi-billion pound business, what would it be?
If I was starting out again, I would be telling myself, number one, work out what I'm really good at, and then I'd go and get 2 jobs, one in a big company. I'd then go and work in a medium or small entrepreneurial business to hone my skills. And then instead of a startup, which are high risk, I'd go and buy a business, a small one that was working, that was profitable. I'd go to the owner that's retiring and say, I haven't got much money. I'll put in £50,000 of my own money, and will you lend me the rest, and I'll pay you back over 3 years, and I'll run your business better, I'll keep your brand alive, and that would be my magic model and advice.
This already works, right?
Yeah, it's already working. That's retiring will let you pay off that money. It's called a vendor loan over 2 or 3 years. Then you could go and buy other businesses doing similar things, bolt them on, and when you've done that and you've covered the whole UK, then think global.
100%. What would you say is the biggest business opportunity someone could go after today? What business opportunities are there?
Something that is AI and robotic proof. Nobody likes doing DIY and assembling furniture that you've just bought from IKEA. Nobody likes doing a annual cleaning of their really filthy, dirty oven at home. It's the big growing market of do it for me rather than do it yourself. And those are the businesses that are going to be hard to replace. So for all those people that are about to lose their jobs from AI, all of those call center workers, I would say rejoice. It's great news because you can get a much better job out working in customers' homes with more freedom, self-employed, running your own business, more satisfaction, and then you can grow through acquisition or hiring more people.
Incredible. Where can people find you?
At businessleader.co.uk. We run a growth program.
You got 5 minutes now?
Yeah.
Super quick. Not again. Nah.
I'll call you back.
Bro, how did you make your first million?
I'm not sure.
What business?
I'm not sure.
What business you do?
Multiple different businesses. Multiple different businesses.
What's the most profitable one?
Cheers, mate. Thanks. The waste company.
What is your success rate? What's the company worth, or what's the most you made in a year for the businesses?
The company itself is just under 100 million a year in turnover.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
You feel like you made it?
No.
No. So building a $100 million empire, what's the number one lesson you learned that you wish you knew when you were younger?
It's filtering through all the bullshit. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of people that want to try and get access, especially if you've got something. See, if someone comes to me looking for advice, for money, whatever, and like, I'm up at 5:30, 5 o'clock every morning, and if they're not up, then I'm like, why do you deserve to get anything? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to put the graft in. I still do every day.
So I've got a challenge for you. If you had to start a business today, you've got to get to 10K a month, you've got 30 days, no network. How would you do it? What would you go after?
You just have to resell a product, don't you? And you can do it all online. And you don't actually need to have upfront capital to be able to buy a product. Do you know, you can sell it on behalf of someone else, and you can take a margin that way.
A lot of guys talk about buying companies and selling them. Is that a good opportunity?
If you find the right deals, obviously there's a lot of people in distress at the minute. A lot of the stuff I do is giving people a way out. I'm not buying things, I'm not overpaying for things. So obviously we look at different opportunities where you're helping someone get out of a situation, basically. And it could be because their age, there isn't many options, stuff like that. But most of the stuff I do is distress.
And what's your name?
Ed Crossum, Jamal.
Venture, man. Do here. How's it going, man? How'd you make your first million, bro? How'd you make your first million?
Don't ask me. You already interviewed me. You got to interview this guy.
Are you an entrepreneur?
Hey, yeah.
Oh, what do you do, man? What's your business?
Our company is called Gamma.
Gamma.
We're trying to reimagine how people present their ideas to the world.
I love the name, though, Gamma.
Thanks.
What have you achieved? What's the company worth today, would you say?
So we were valued at $2.1 billion last year.
1 million.
2.1 billion.
Billion. Oh my God. Did you start with money? Did you have rich parents in the beginning?
No, not at all. Yeah, did not come from money, and been working hard to kind of build something special here.
So you completed the game, you finished the mission.
Just getting started, not completed the game.
It's incredible, man. So we've got 400,000 followers, right, of young entrepreneurs who want to start their first business. Can I ask you a few questions, give them some gems to start? Yeah?
Yeah.
There's always a blocker to starting my business. What sounds smart to me, but keeps me stuck and broke? What am I missing out?
A lot of people say this thing like you need to be 10x better, and I just don't believe that's true. I think what you should rather focus on is trying to be different. So different is actually better than being better. And different means that when people are trying to zig or zagging, don't try to play someone else's game and try to do it better than them. Really try to be differentiated. Yeah. And like if you have that mindset from day one, you're going to take a very different path. Yeah. That different path will compound over time. That's what you have to be focused on. I've
got a challenge for you. If you had to start a 10K month business in 30 days with £1,000 and no network, how would you do it?
I would go back to the idea where AI is not evenly distributed right now. I'd go after cities far away from the big, metropolitans and say, hey, I know there's something I can do to help this community get way more out of their efficiency by teaching them how to use AI. And I guarantee if you can show them the tools that are available and teach them and educate them, you can make a ton of money. You don't even need £1,000. You can get started with for free.
Man. Can you break that down a little bit for me? What are the steps you go through and what tools would you use to start it?
Yeah, so like any business that today wants to build like a digital presence, their own website, building email workflows, actually build their own businesses and bring them businesses online, I would go up to them and say, hey, let me do all that for you and I'll teach you along the way for a fraction of the price it would have cost before. And lay that foundation for you. And then once you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 businesses doing that, you can turn that into social proof, obviously bring on the next 5 to 20 businesses and all kind of build up that community around AI.
I love that, man. Any last message for the next generation?
You don't rise to the level of your ambitions, you fall to the level of your environment.
What does that mean?
Getting started is always so intimidating. And so, a lot of founders think about when they're early on and don't know how to get started, they might ask their friends like, oh, is this a good idea? And a lot of your friends will say, yes, but, and they'll give you a list of all the reasons why you shouldn't start a company. You should surround yourself with people that are yes and, which is like, they'll tell you the million other things you might consider while you're building the company and why it could be a good idea and really kind of stretch your imagination.
Do you think most people are yes but people?
Yeah, definitely. We're all sort of risk adverse by nature, so they want you to, point out all the different flaws in your logic and not wanting you to kind of take any chances.
Don't listen to them.
Don't listen to them. You got to ignore it and then surround yourself with people that are yes and.
I love that, man. What's one quote that changed the way you think and made you billions?
Yeah, there's a saying, 井底之蛙, which is in Chinese, it means frog at the bottom of a well. And it's just a reminder that, the frog, when he's looking up at the sky every night, he thinks he understands the world. And it's not until a bird comes along and says, hey, let me pull you up out of this well. There's a vast world out there that you can go out and seize. You haven't seen anything yet. So reminding yourself that when you think like, oh, I'm stuck or I can't see beyond this problem, oftentimes you got to pull yourself out and realize there's a bigger world out there and you got to go after it.
Widen your vision.
Zoom out, widen your vision.
Ted Baker, actually, founded Ted Baker.
Really?
Yeah. What's it for?
So we're called The Venture Room. We interview entrepreneurs. We're trying to inspire the next generation.
Oh, come on, I'll inspire.
Yeah?
Where's it going to be put out?
So it's going to go on The Venture Room. This is our channel. It should come out next week. We've got 400,000 across channel.
Done over 200 million views.
Yeah?
Come on then.
Yeah? All right.
Do it.
So,
Ready?
Yeah, go on.
What a luck.
What luck?
What luck is that?
And no invoice. Not yet. So my real name is Ray Kelvin, and when I started the business, I didn't want the business to be about me.
Yeah.
I wanted to be about the brand.
I get that.
And to be honest with you, I thought I was going to be a bankrupt. I never thought it'd work. So I named the company Ted Baker.
You founded Ted Baker?
I founded Ted Baker.
No way.
I did, yeah. And I built it from a nothing, and it got to a market value of about 1.6 billion.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
That's mad.
And now look at me.
You look like money.
Skint.
Did you have rich parents? How much did you have?
No wealthy parents, no.
From nothing. So how did you start, man?
I worked really, really hard. I love design. I knew how to make a margin, but I love colour, I love print, and I love clothing.
Yeah.
And built the business. from one shop in Glasgow to about 500 stores around the world.
Oh my God.
And sold the company 5 years ago, and I've started again.
You start again?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I own a little business down the road here called Sealskins.
I've seen Sealskins.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're speaking to the next generation, right? They want to start their first business.
Yeah.
What did you do differently to the 99%? What made you stand out?
I think it's about personality. It's about working hard and getting back and not letting anything beat you. I mean, for 10 years, I slept on the floor.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My principle's always been 4 Ps. People, product, passion, and then the profit. But you've got to get those 3 things right
Profit's
first.
last.
But it means that you've got to put the brand in place, you've got to care about people, you've got to look after them, you've got to care for them, and then the numbers come.
So you built one of the biggest clothing brands in the UK, right?
No, in the world.
In the world, right?
Right.
What is the secret market strategy you used before social media?
Do you know what I did? One of the first things I ever did, when I started in the 80s, I couldn't get anybody to feature my products. And I didn't have enough money to advertise. And it was before telephones, it was before any devices. So what I did is I walked round to a barber shop called Cuts in Soho,
Okay.
pulled the boys out and said, I gave them all a Ted Baker shirt, and I said, you give me £200 and you'll get centre page in a magazine. They gave me £200. I then went to a Greasy Spoon. There was one in Soho called Suppresso, Polar Suppresso.
Yeah.
They gave me £200 and I gave them a Ted Baker shirt. I took photographs of each of these guys. I got a double page in GQ magazine that cost me £1,000. They gave me £200 each. And I said at the top of the advert, all these businesses have got one thing in common. They all wear Ted Baker shirts. and they pay for the advert.
Oh my God.
Do you like that?
Guys, that is a masterclass right there, right?
Anyway, it was really average to meet you. Have you got any other questions?
Average?
How it is.
And actually, how you made your first million?
Well, that's the first question you asked me. Wow.
We're trying to inspire the next generation, man.
In real estate, love the next generation.
Real estate, yeah?
Yeah.
According to success, right? What's the most money you've made in a year? What's the business worth today?
The business is worth 8 figures.
Did you start from money? Did you have rich parents in the beginning?
No, I grew up in local authority housing until I was 11. I didn't go to university, and I started working when I was 17 and a half.
A lot of people say if you don't go to uni, you're at a disadvantage, right?
No.
Did it hold you back?
No, you're advantaged if you don't go to uni in today's world.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. When you go to work, you really understand what the world looks like. What I really struggled with when I was at school is that it never taught me anything that was real. I'd listen to my dad at the table at home talk about business and invoicing and all this sort of stuff, but I never heard any of that language at school. Didn't teach you anything about finance, didn't teach you anything about the basic things of business. And so you want to get into it as quickly as possible.
So what's the number one lesson you learned going from council estate to over a £10 million business?
Think for your clients first, and then you. You need to solve other people's problems, not your own, right? When you figure out other people's problems and you can solve them, you will then benefit from that.
That's a good one. Do you think most people miss that completely?
Everyone's thinking about themselves constantly.
So you must have lots of high net worth clients, right?
I do, yeah.
What's the one thing the rich know that the poor don't know about becoming successful?
Well, they don't look at money like a lot of people do. They see it as a tool.
What do you mean by that in terms of?
Well, if they see a problem, they'll use the money that they've made to try and solve more problems to make more money. Whereas most people will make that money and then they'll spend it on stupid stuff to flex to other people.
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of people they're obsessed over the money, right? And the wealth people don't really think about the money at all.
No. They think about skill, they think about talent, they think about hard work, they think about gaps in markets, they think about determination, they think about all these different things. They don't think about the money. The money comes last. You want to get your skill, your talent, your hard work into a line where you're so good at something that people can't deny it, and then that will create wealth.
Love that. So is that what you did?
Yeah, I spent 15 years making a decent salary in real estate, and then once I got all the skills and I got the awareness, and you can meet me online, I was able to build a business with all of that because people recognized me, supported me in my journey because I supported them for many years.
So you make it sound easy, right? But there's something that's different.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
No.
What's different about you to the 99%? What was your skill that made you stand out?
I'm genuinely interested in supporting people in what they want, in what they desire. That's one. And two, I will work harder and faster than most people.
People say hard work, right? But what does hard work mean? It means outworking the competition, right?
It means, like, if anyone does sport, so let's say we're playing football and I was playing against a team that weren't very good, I'd come off the pitch and I wouldn't be sweating, I wouldn't be aching. But if I played against a good team and I was motivated, I'm come off the pitch, I'm sweating, I'm aching, I'm tired, I'm getting cramp. That feeling is a great feeling, right? You feel that you're getting rewarded for the effort that you put in, and that's what work should feel like. You should come home exhausted.
Leave it all on the pitch.
Absolutely right.
I love that, man.